Welcome into NBL Now for your Wednesday morning. It might be fever break, but there's never nothing going on in the NBL landscape, and that's where we land on this fine Wednesday morning. And joining me, one of the superstars in NBL history, still is an absolute superstar from the Brisbane Bullets. Coaching staff now, DMac. How you doing, man?
Yeah, I'm all right. Could always be better.
Is obviously, again, there's no such thing as downtime in the NBL. When there's off-season, there's always stuff happening with player signings, and as we said, there's never any time to catch your breath. And the big news coming out of the Bullets camp, obviously, with Justin Schueller parting ways with the club. You got to be underneath Justin Schueller as an assistant coach for the last 2 years. How do you reflect on those 2 years? Because as we know, in any pro sport, the business side of things, you are there as a player, there as a coaching side. The business side never stops.
Yeah, no. I mean, tough. Yesterday was a tough day. Again, and especially for me, because Schuler's actually brought me to Brisbane with him. Give me the opportunity. I was at United, as you know, and worked with Schuler when I was there. But then for him to give me the opportunity to come with him to Brisbane it was an opportunity I felt I needed to take. So, you know what I mean? The last couple of years, again, you get with it. And it's funny, though, because even when I was at United, one of my things was, I always wondered why. Why you never put your hand up to be a head coach? I actually told him that. We were sitting down for breakfast one day, and he was like, he always say he thought about it, and then eventually he did. And the whole Brisbane thing, when the Brisbane thing came up, when he told me he was getting it, I said, I just tapped him on the shoulder. I said, if you get that job, I'm available.
Yeah.
And I think he thought I was joking when I said it. And was I joking? Yeah, kind of, maybe not. But then he actually reached out to me that night and said, was you serious? And then so for myself, I actually didn't know where I sat with United at that time because I didn't know what was going on. And I was like, yeah, I mean, if it's a good opportunity, I'll take advantage of it. So for those 2 years, for that first year, just putting the roster together, we knew what we wanted. We got the players we wanted, and it's funny though because even last year with injuries, we had injuries last year, but the injuries we had double the amount of games. We missed so many games on injuries last year, 59, 60 games on injuries last year. But then they come back this year and it turns into 120 missed games based on injury. That's hard, you know what I mean? But I thought, in his case, I thought he did fine. I thought he did a hell of a job with what we had, you know what I mean? But you're going through the year, and I thought we had got to a point where we actually started playing pretty well, you know what I mean, with the group we had, and then injuries come, guys go down, and then it was it's back to back, and so now it became there was some frustrating days because we don't who's training, who can train, who not, who can't train, who we got playing games. We had to get, injury replacements. Cal comes in, Emmett Nog comes in. And, those guys wasn't even playing. You know what I mean? Cal trained with us all year, but Emmett was home. So it was tough, man. But, again, I learned a lot from him and just knows his shit. I don't want to curse, but he knows his shit, man. He had a hell of a coach. Understands every aspect of the game. You know what I mean? And you pick up little things. Again, I've done it before, but not to this level. It's a little bit different compared to when you're coaching back in 2000s and things like that. It's a little bit different now. And I learned that even when I went back to United. The amount of time you put into everything, the amount of time you put into scout, the amount of time you put into development, all that stuff is so much. It's so different now compared to back then. But again, it's still basketball. It's still a game. You still know the game. So I was I'm still baffled. I'm surprised that it happened. I thought, I would love to see him get another year to actually, the roster we had, try to come back with the same group, maybe add one or two other pieces and try to make the finals. And again, you don't go into a league trying to make, you don't put a team together just to make the final. You put a team together to win a championship. I thought we had a roster that was good enough to do that, but again, injuries took its toll and hurt us. So I was hoping he gets this, he gets another year for us to, to try to win this thing. But yeah, like it is a business, but I'm still surprised.
Does the business side of it ever get easier to deal with? Because again, you've been playing at the highest level. You've played for a very long time, and as I said, at the very top of your game, and now you're on the other side, the coaching side, even in the management side of it as well. Does it get easier to deal with the older you get, or no?
There's no easier, man. It honestly is. I think you understand it more as you get older. Yeah, I'll say that. You definitely understand it more. Yep. Right. And you put your finger on things, and you go. My whole thing is why. Like why would something like this happen? But again, I'll go back to it's actually a business. So, but I'm still surprised.
The overall landscape now of the Bullets, and again, so you've been there 2 years, and I think we can all attest this from the outside looking in, but you've been in there day to day. Is where the Bullets are currently at compared to where you got there, all the strides forward that Schueller helped build to where you're going, obviously the move back, the entertainment center, all of that. Do you feel like the Bullets are in such a great place, obviously, to bring in now a new head coach, but the next couple of years, like you're on this path. The club is on the right path.
Absolutely. I believe we are. Again, for what Schueller has built, I think we was on our way up. You know what I mean? And what I would say is, like, you look at the top teams, right? Like, I'm always go back to United because I've been there. I know how they do business. But every year they're a top 4 team. Like, that was the thing for us. Let's build this thing. So we're a top 4 team every year, right? You're a top 4 team every year. You give yourself a chance to win the championship. So that was the thing, and I thought we was doing it. I thought you know what I mean. I thought that's where we was headed. Like, you don't want to overhaul players. You want to, if you keep the same group, keep the same core, even imports. Like, if you could keep imports around, I think it helps. So that was the plan. Absolutely the plan. But like where we're headed, like, new facility now. That's something that Schueller wanted from day one. Like we've got it's not fully where we want it to be, but it's somewhere we can do. Like, it's somewhere the guys live, on locker rooms or the office there. And we got a basketball court. We got a court that we can train on. And that was something he wanted from the first day he got it. And again, you got to think, why would he want that? Because he's coming from an organization at Hoop City, and he was at United. You know how they do business. So he's coming from where Hoop City was built, and that was the facility. So you can go in there, you can shoot, it's yours. We're building that. Like, we built that, and we're still building it. You know what I mean? I think that's also a draw card for recruits. Opportunity. Like, some guys like to shoot, some guys like to work out all the time. Now you got your own key where you can go in there and shoot. That I think that helps to recruit. You know what I mean? But it's also where we're going. Same, like I said, we're trying to retain the same group, the same core group, and just stay healthy, man. That's the thing, man. You know what I mean? Like, if we can stay healthy, I think we can match with anybody. And you see the league. The league is tough. You're right. Adelaide beat Illawarra 3 times. We beat Adelaide 3 times. Sydney beat us 3 times. You know what I mean? We beat Melbourne. So we lost from every game last year. We beat them once this year. We beat Perth. The team just in the finals. The only team we didn't beat in the finals is Illawarra. Like, we beat Southeast twice. So the league is tough. You know what I mean? So again, overhauling players and changing players every year is probably not how you get it done. And you look at the teams that's in the finals. Maybe Southeast changed a few. But you look at Melbourne, you look at Perth, you look at Illawarra. Like, Illawarra changed 2 guys from last year, and look where they're at. So that was the plan for us, to try to retain the same group or most of the same guys, maybe add a couple more pieces and keep building. But again, trying to just keep a team on the floor. You know what I mean? Try to stay healthy.
The injuries are incredible to watch, and just how you try and navigate that. And I think the win in Adelaide was probably something that the club deserved and the team deserved, because that was special. And it was led by Casey Prather, who the Bullets have announced they're bringing back. You talk about the core and try and bring it back. Now, DMac, as a past legend of the game, watching a guy who has been through a situation where he has to learn to walk again, and then even in that back half of the season prior, where he was just trying to get his feet wet, more of an audition, I guess. But to see what he did since round 10, as a past player and a past competitor, and you're a coach of it, what's going through your mind? How are you feeling about it?
It was wild, man. Because again, you're going through preseason, and you have those days where he looks like Casey Prather, but then you have those days where he looks like somebody else. You know what I mean? Where you're like, you're almost like, did we do the right thing? But we know him. Like, Schueller knows him. Like, we know what we're gonna get with this guy once he can get to, get his body right. And then that day, the Perth game. So you didn't play the Perth game at home when Bateman had 51, but then we go on the road, and I mean, I know we got cracked, like we lost, but it's coming now. Yeah, like he hooping. And then as it just kept going, and we were like, was we surprised? I don't know. I think some guys, some of them were surprised. I was a little surprised, but not really because I know him. Sure was a little surprised, but not really because we knew him. And the whole thing he kept saying is, this is the reason why we signed him. You know what I mean? This is the reason why we signed him. This is the reason why we signed him, because we've seen it. You know what I mean? And I get the opportunity to watch him go, just put up, like, get buckets, man.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's our first option. Like, early in the year, he wasn't our first option. You know what I mean? Now, as the season goes, he goes from our third option to our first option. And we changed his position. We put him at the 4. So much more effective at the 4 than he was at the 3. But to see him see him bet on himself is another thing. Like, he bet on himself. Like, he came out, I don't know. I don't talk about people's money. I don't know how much money he was on, but I don't think it was a lot. And he was like, you know what? I'll get to that point. And now the opportunity to re-sign him I think it's been good for us, because again, I think he's a top 5 player in this league, right?
Yeah.
Opportunity to win MVP of this league, and I know that's on his mind. Like, that's what he wants. But take the preseason, do what you got to do, get yourself right, come back next year and ball out. And again, when you have guys like that, you always feel like you got an opportunity to win.
Well, we're hoping for everybody's sake that it does go in that positive direction that we just spoke about, because there is obviously the talent and what you've done, obviously what Schueller helped build as well. But before I let you go, DMac, because I know you love your hoops, you talked about the league, how open it is. Big semi-finals beginning next week. We know we got the FIBA break, but your quick snapshot of what are you expecting? And I don't know, who do you think's going to take it out? Do you have any one which way? It seems like each contest, you could probably make a case for each team winning these semifinals. Then who knows in a championship series?
You actually can. The last time I picked somebody to win, they lost, and Andrew Bogut made sure I knew about it. So, do I want to do that again? Not really, but I'm gonna put my money on Melbourne. I'm just gonna I'll put my money on United, and I think they get Perth. I mean, they have a pretty good record against Perth.
Yeah.
And the fact that they can go over there and win is big, because they've done it. Like over the last few years, they've gone in Perth and beaten them.
They've won 15 of the last 20
in Perth, and that's what I mean. So I think they have that in the back of their minds, but they also, they have home court. So I'm taking them on one side, and like just the Southeast one. You. I'm not gonna say I love what they do. I don't care. I don't care. I don't want nobody to win. That's just me. You know what I mean? But they've done, Josh King's gone in there and done a great job in turning that thing around. And, now they're a semifinal team. Illawarra, top of the table all year. So, it's actually hard to bet against them. And again, team that has the home court. So I'm going Melbourne and Illawarra in the final. And I got to go with United, man. It's just, that's my I got to go with them.
Yeah, it's tough. History don't know that they've done that. So, DMac, we appreciate you jumping on this morning. Good luck for everything, and I hope we see you for a whole lot longer. And we'll get some sort of Legends game going, because I hear some rumors that you still give me a couple of buckets every now and then.
Don't believe that. I'm only teaching buckets. I'm not giving them out no more. I tried that a couple of years ago. Tried to play 3-on-3 with the developments, and didn't pan out well for me. I needed some air. So.
Well, teaching buckets is still one thing. So thank you so much, man.
Yeah, no, all good. Appreciate it, Pete.